Making the Invisible Visible, Black Women 365 Days of the Year. Each day will spotlight a remarkable woman whose story has shaped Black, British or global diasporic history. Women whose achievements are too often overlooked. Through these daily short films, we create a living, breathing archive of leadership, creativity, resistance and legacy. Let's begin.
My name is Gabrielle Branche. I am a multimedia artist, an academic, an educator, and I search in this life to answer questions about interdisciplinary learning, whether that be through storytelling, whether that be through bringing Trinidad and Tobago, where I'm from, on the map in different ways, or just making learning more engaging for students, for participants. And I get really excited about this because I feel like I had a really strong education and a strong learning experience, and I want to be able to share that with others in different capacities. Currently, I have two major projects that I am working on. One is my doctoral work research, which has to do with integrating performing arts and interactive media into middle school math education. I was a math teacher for a little bit, and I really found that making math more engaging and creative is something that could really improve education. The other project that is more like a side project, but it's been with me for many years, is storytelling of Caribbean, specifically Trinidad, but Caribbean experiences. And that looks like some of the projects I did with that was a woman's background of 6 generations of Caribbean women and using augmented reality to tell their stories, or translating the Bible into parts of the Bible into Trinidadian English Creole, or even making an immersive world to show the oral traditions of Trinidad and Tobago. So those are smaller projects that I work on, all with the aim of using storytelling to bring the Caribbean to the forefront. So those are my two major projects. Well, believe it or not, when I first started university, I applied to become a pediatrician. I always knew I wanted to work with kids, but I think the capacity changed over the years. And one of the shifting points for that was I attended an interactive media exhibition in my university. And there was a class called Making Education where they showed how they used interactive methods to teach. And that really blew my mind because it made me realize that here's something that I really enjoy and interested in that can be used in the capacity to work with children and help engage them in a different way. And from there, I shifted gears to interactive media and then went into teaching. And now I'm doing my research about blending the two. But yeah, that moment really stuck with me because it made me realize that you can have interdisciplinary learning, and it's up to us, the next generation, to find ways to blend it and make it possible for generations to come. I think one thing that comes to mind when I think about that people don't see is that even though I spent a lot of time in academia, it's important to take breaks. So I took 2 years off and I volunteered as in a residential community for people with developmental disabilities. And even though that I was working on a farm, it was an intentional community. And even though that has very little to do with my research or my academic journey or my career, it taught me so many skills that I still carry today, a lot of patience, a lot of ability to work in different environments. And it's something that I hold very dear. That experience is very dear to me. And I think everyone should take some time to just do something completely different to what they think their career is. To me, one of the most important things you can have is community. And I try to do my best to build a community wherever I go. I move a lot. I should start with that. And I travel a lot. And I think traveling is something that's special for me. It helps me to regenerate, and it's a form of self-care for me, and also just experience different things, go to different museums, etc. But in the day-to-day, it looks like joining a dance class in my community, or being part of a band or joining my church choir, different things that I do just to feel like I'm part of the community and it's not just work, but there's a work-life balance. And that's really important, and it helps me feel some sort of joy and self-care in my day-to-day life.
Thank you for joining us for today's story. Making the Invisible Visible is our commitment to ensuring that Black women's histories and contributions are recognised, valued and kept in daily circulation. Across 2026, we will continue to share these powerful narratives, 365 days of impact, brilliance and inspiration. Stay connected, join the conversation and help us champion the women whose journeys continue to shape our world. I'm Paulette Brooks, and I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow for the next story.